Represents a long and good relationship between Dr. Narsey and Mr. Bainimarama.
Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Biman Prasad, the Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, and Associate Professor Dr. Mahendra Reddy, Acting Head of the Economics Faculty of the University of the South Pacific, and the staff in the School of Economics of the University. Earlier this year, they also hosted the launching of two of our very critical outputs of national surveys. The report on the 2002-2003 Household Income and Expenditure Survey and the 2004 and 5 Household Employment and Unemployment Survey, both also authored by Dr. Wadan. The gender monograph being launched today is important additional output of the 2004-2005 survey. USP hosting this launching is a very clear reflection of the USP's continuing support of the Fiji Islands Bureau of Statistics in the area of official statistics. It is extremely important, therefore, that we are able to maximize the use of this valuable resource. The Bureau is mindful of the fact that Fiji is a signatory to the international agreement such as CEDAW, which required participating countries to provide timely data on gender disparities in the economy. As is well done by the book we are launching today. As such, we are grateful to Dr. Wadan that Dr. Wadan has been available to analyze the EUS survey data and present the results for a wide range of stakeholders in gender issues. While he is known throughout the region as a USP academic, Wadan actually first started work in 1972 at the Fiji Islands Bureau of Statistics as a statistical clerk, not a statistical professional. Some of his old colleagues who are still there are extremely glad that he is returning to his roots. I am sure this report will be very useful for planners, policymakers, academics, and students, as it will provide a lot of useful information which have not been updated for quite some time. In line with our principle of maximizing the use of expensive surveys, we have also commissioned Dr. Narsey to prepare a monograph on poverty analysis in Fiji, drawing both the 2002-2003 Income and Expenditure Survey and the 2004-2005 Employment and Unemployment Survey. This report will be a most accurate and up-to-date analysis of poverty in Fiji and should be of great interest to all of our stakeholders. We expect to launch this forthcoming book in early 2008. I am therefore extremely grateful to AusAID for financing this gender analysis by Dr. Narsey and the publication of this report. This is an excellent example of cooperation between a donor, our own local consultants, and the Bureau of Statistics. We are extremely thankful that the Deputy High Commissioner of Australia, Mr. Andrew Martin, has made the time to launch this report. Now, valuable.
Very much for having the Australian High Commission here today to participate in the launch of this. Certainly we have to agree that a report of this nature is important for a number of reasons. The first is that this type of analysis is a vital step in creating good, informed public policy. It's appropriate that we launch the report tonight. Yesterday was International Human Rights Day and the culmination of the 16 days of activism against violence against women. By taking a deliberate approach to looking at the different stories the statistics revealed, this report provides more detailed information on the experience of women in employment and unemployment. I believe this report will be an important resource for Fiji and indeed hope that it sets a benchmark for the region. I certainly don't wish to preempt Dr. Narsey in his comments that will follow, but the report does tell us a few interesting things about the different experiences of men and women in Fiji in terms of employment and incomes. Looking carefully at those differences builds a more complete picture. It improves our collective understanding of how and when men and women from different age groups and from different areas across Fiji participate in economic activity. One of the most interesting findings revealed by Dr. Narsey's analysis is the extent to which an important contributor to national production is traditionally excluded from the statistics. While I think everyone would acknowledge the reality that women do the lion's share of household work in Fiji, Dr. Narsey's analysis shows in very stark terms the contribution of unpaid and therefore underappreciated cooking, cleaning, child rearing and other duties that they make. He's also highlighted the obvious, but often not considered, impact for women in terms of reduced time and opportunity for professional development or additional income earning activities of such unequal burden of household work. We all understand that economic growth lifts people out of poverty. It improves livelihoods and incomes and increases access to goods and services and creates new jobs. The Australian Government's commitment to promoting gender equality, including women's economic improvement, is based on the reality that employment of women has done more to encourage global growth than any other sort of capital investment increases and productivity improvements. The importance of education and obtaining certificate and diploma level qualifications is very clearly revealed as an important means of improving women's economic returns and employment opportunities. This is not just important for you and your sisters, daughters and wives. It's also important as a means of improving the standard of living for all our families. Dr. Narsey's analysis of the situation in Fiji clearly demonstrates the correlation between the income of women and the level of affluence or poverty of their own individual households. I will leave it to Dr. Narsey to explain the finer details of his findings. While the report outlines some challenging situations for progress in gender equality and employment, there are, however, also some positive signs of significant changes that have already occurred over the last 20 years. To conclude, it's my hope that this report will not be left on shelves, and certainly if it is left on a shelf, as we know, it will be easily found. Rather, it will be used as a tool for formulating strong advocacy campaigns, evidence-based policy and better employment practices. The Australian Government is delighted to have played a part in supporting, along with the Fiji Bureau of Statistics, the production of Dr. Narsey's report. It's an important resource which quantifies the contributions of both men and women to all economic and productive activities across Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in applauding Dr. Narsey for his work and officially launching this new book. Thank you.